The dwarven woman hums to herself as she works with total focus and concentration. Her ears twitch as you approach, but she does not turn to you.
Yes.
She turns to peer up at you, surprise and mistrust evident in her intelligent face.
And what business is it of yours, outsider?
She twitches, worry creasing her forehead as she begins to stammer an answer to you.
I'm fixing... trying to fix up this delivery device. Same little beauty the Order used to wipe out the Black Ring with the side order of elves in the last war. But I've reached the end of my tinkering abilities. Not my fault. But only the original creator could fix it now, and she'll be along any day now. It delivers death fog, of course. This is a slightly modified version of what the Order used during the war. A lizard, named a Hannig. Crazy smart, crazy all round, really. She should get here from Paradise Downs any day now. Queen Justinia's orders, of course. Can't really say any more than that to you. Maybe? No. Maybe? No. Maybe? Oh, what's the use? Jeez, I'm pretty sure the results were different yesterday, but I've changed nothing.
Run through the caves as fast as you dare in the gloom. The outraged screech of the Voidwoken is not far behind. You run straight into something, almost bouncing off of it. A gate. A locked gate. You frantically try to climb over it, but it's too high. Claws envelop you and drag you into the darkness.
Jeez, I'm pretty sure the results were different yesterday, but I've changed nothing. Yes. Perhaps if I'm honest.
The thought of death fog gives you pause. A weapon like that should give everyone pause.
Ah, death fog. Instant victory. I always applauded Lucian for using it. A weapon of untold destruction, and you use this against your own kind, knowing it ends their existence? How efficient.
This scourge, this destroyer of my people should be wiped from the face of the earth.
What's this? I found something.
Ain't they alive? The little ones. Once they burst out of their eggs, they ate me screaming. I don't understand. Why did this happen? Why wasn't the Divine here to save me? Too little, too late. I'm already dead, and Rivellon's been on its own for too long now.
The dwarf sways in front of you. His eyes are unfocused, and he seems to be mumbling something to himself.
84 tankards of beer in a cave, 84 tankards of beer. Pick one up, tip back your cup, 80.
The ghost grasps at the handle of his mug and stares in confusion as his hand passes right through it.
4 tankards of beer. Oh no, that ain't right. Hey, what? I don't know what you mean. I'm just trying to get a grip is all. Just wanted one last tipple before I'm back on duty. I'll be down guarding Mordus. Gets cold down in that vault. Figured a drink or two to guard against the chill wouldn't hurt, eh? Dead? Who are you trying to fool, mate? I might have been hitting the beer, but I reckon you've had one too many spirits, eh? Hey? Spirits, get it? Nah, I'll just have one more and then I'm off. Just one more.
Meet your maker. They fed me to their young. They chewed on my flesh as I screamed. They ate my flesh, and they want more. They want my source. I've seen them sucking up ghosts, swallowing them whole. They cannot be stopped. They cannot be destroyed. They are too many. You cannot fight them. They'll drag you down and... There are too many of them. Mordus? I heard that name on the lips of the dwarves. They screamed it as they killed each other. I've spotted something.
This shrine fills you with a sense of you no longer look without, but within.
Much business today? Not much. People don't want to leave town. Glad.
Time has come to ease their daily grind. An empire built upon the backs of slaves
The White Majesty's jumped.
does not deserve the faintest breath of praise.
Yes.
The servants toil and
So,
sweat,
what's the word?
cannot extricate themselves from death. When genius is average, the cream always rises.
You're a comrade of the brave soul who's to retrieve my supplies, isn't that right? So, always. I haven't forgotten what I've heard about the chef's mastery of the pot and cleaver. I'm simply waiting to have it proven to me.
An empire built upon the backs of slaves who ease their daily grind.
You see an undead figure chained to a torture rack, bones glowing a sickly green, as if lit from within. It raises its head to look at you before lowering it again, exhausted from the effort.
Please, release me.
The creature's eyes roll in your direction. Its gasps grow more urgent. The creature's whine turns to a roar. The room reverberates as it shouts forth its own name.
I am Zash. The lights may not illuminate me, yet in darkness I cannot hide.
The beast goes silent and looks toward the nearby panel.
Mordus, the priest, not what he claims to be. Without me, he is nothing. A worm, a grub. He doesn't draw upon his own strength, his own source. With this contraption, he draws upon mine. Free me! Release me from Mordus' torture! The fiend is gone then. Oh, glory to the stars! My soul, no longer his to imprison. The panel, please. Not dead, yet not alive.
It goes silent, save a slight wheeze with every rise and fall of its bony chest. The skeleton ekes out a crackling moan.
The panel. Seven bless you. Be wary. The urns will shatter. The bones will rise.
The creature murmurs a series of noises, vague but not quite unintelligible. Its head leisurely lolls towards you in response.
Freedom! A single touch of the second from left. My freedom and theirs.
The creature is quiet once more, save its...
Free! Free at last! I am old. I will bleed! Modest minions! Leave me be, parasites! Freedom! About time, too! I can't tell you how long Mordas has been draining me. I'm absolutely famished for sauce and sinew.
The creature harumphs.
You free the master of the magical arts. For that, I'll leave you alive and untasted. For demolishing Mordas's minions, I'll give you a skill book of your choice. Choose your subject. I offer you life and learning, and you're still begging for more? You're wasting my time. Here, just take a book. Its wisdom might do you some good. Speaking of which, allow me to share some wisdom of my own.
The undead creature bears 2 rows of broken, cratered teeth.
Stay out of my way. Curse you, Mordas, and curse your blasted machine.
The rat's spirit shakes its head vigorously.
Pretty colours. So nice. Until that ugly dwarf dropped an urn on my head.
No rest. No rest until the killer is found. This is going nowhere. Useless. Bloody useless. Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even the point? You can figure this out. Come on. Come on, damn you. Think. What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearances, leave me alone. I need to concentrate. What? And you think that's an excuse for me to stop trying? I'll never stop. Not until this matter is settled or I'm dead.
The elf shrugs listlessly, his eyes scanning his omnipresent collection of notes.
Plenty of suspects. Plenty of maybes. Precious little progress, though. I'm still convinced that the tavern is key to all this, though.
Cannot extricate themselves from death. When genius is average, dream always.
What's the word?
Ambition is all. A life of few surprises.
I know what you're getting, but I just to say sorcerer's lore ain't no...
Lohar rubs his forehead.
So?
Lohar takes the amulet and turns it over in his hand. He pockets it matter-of-factly.
What did you find in the cave? Dead? More dead? And Mordus with them? I owe you. Whole realm owes you, really. But I'll do my best to settle that debt myself. Take this key. Nicked it from the Whites. It opens a chest in the Magister Barracks, 2nd floor. Be careful getting at it. If they spot you, it'll be lights out. Should be some good stuff in there, though. Real good. I guess there's no hiding it now. It's like this. I didn't sign up to move Death Fog. Other weapons, even soul-forged weapons, sure. But Death Fog? Absolutely not. When we found the bomb on a Magister's ship, I was told to ship it to Arx along with the rest of the stuff. But I couldn't. I didn't want my people to have it any more than theirs. Nothing good can come of Death Fog. Nut Morders disagreed, obviously. But thanks to you, he's dead. I'll go destroy the Death Fog bomb myself. Make sure no one can get their hands on it. Ever. What do you mean? Do you mean... My gods, were we too late? You need to get to Arx as quickly as possible. That's where she's planning to use it. What have we done? I don't deserve your kindness. I should have told you before. I just... No, I've got no excuse. I'm gonna do what I can to stop the Queen. I suggest you try the same. Get to Arx. End this before Justinia does.
I've never been so embarrassed.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it?
Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
The chest won't open.
Who rings the bell?
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
The man sleeps on.
But Mother, I'm sleep.
His eyes flicker open, but he looks like he's still asleep.
Don't touch it. Don't touch.
He goes back.
Who rings the bell?
Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
The bell rings a warning that the tide is returned.
You've got a pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can
Of
trust
course
me.
it's not
I
true.
can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Shivers, sir. This room is temporary.
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
Dialogue you want. I'm not in love with you.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
Spooky. Pull yourself together, man. Or should I check the cupboards for ogres?
That's quite all right, my lord.
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true.
You've got a pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilka.
Is that
got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilga. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
It's as lush as it's always been. Now train your eyes on my treasures, not my person.
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilga. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
I've never been so
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain,
Of
Hilga.
course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
Why do you shiver, sir? This room is temperate enough, is it not?
Quite so, my lord. Quite so. The atmosphere in here is spooky.
Spooky? Pull yourself together, man. Or should I check the cupboards for ogres?
That's quite all right, my lord.
Of course it's not true.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilga. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
Empire built upon the backs of slaves
If the Magisters ever come
does
to
not deserve the... What's even the...
The carved figure is of your time.
Hear ye! Bishop Alexander!
This must be the wreck of the Peacemaker. Some of her cargo may remain.
The spirit hovers before you. It looks into your eyes and reaches out a hand of smoke and gossamer, silently begging you to take it. You feel the boards creak under your boots. The smell of salt and pitch fills your nose. You check the knots securing your cargo, hands moving over rough rope in the darkness. There's a shout from above decks, and then the world turns upside down. You're pitched violently sideways as the planks around you rip apart and black water floods in. You kick and thrash, desperately trying to reach the door to the deck above, but the current hurls you back, dashing you against boxes and broken planks. As your vision fades to black, you see the walls shudder as the Peacemaker snaps in two. You awake to the flicker of torchlight and the sound of voices. Here, crack this and open. With locks like these, there'll be something good inside. You hear the snap of a latch being broken and a long, low whistle. Get word to Lohar. The Reds are shipping Deathfog. Send your fastest runner. Go! Help! You splutter weakly, your mouth producing more water than words. Rough hands grab you, rolling you over to stare into the face of a sneering dwarf. Well now, ain't you an unfortunate little flounder? She growls before clamping her hand across your mouth and nose. Sorry, hun, no witnesses allowed. You kick and struggle weakly, desperately trying to catch your breath, but the dwarf's grip is iron. As your vision starts to swim, you see other dwarves moving in the torchlight, hauling your cargo off the ship. You give one last kick and then... darkness. Stepping back from the spirit, the feeling of her panic starts to slowly fade from your mind.
Lucky find.
The angelic figure stands up your eyes.
An empire built upon the backs of slaves does not deserve the faintest breath of praise. Eternally, the servants toil and sweat.
She babbles breathlessly on, barely aware you're there. And nearby sounds a ringing bell.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I without my compass.
She babbles breath.
The bell rings a...
I've never been so embarrassed.
Of course it's not true.
The bell still rings. Do you...
She babbles breathlessly.
The bell rings a warning and the tide...
No, I'm not crying.
Who rings the bell?
You've got to pick who you can trust.
A weathered woman in a dirty sea captain's tunic babbles breathlessly.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I, without my compass...
I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can
Of
get
course
us
it's
out,
not
they
true.
won't get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilga.
Smile all you want. I'm not in love with you.
Who rings the bell?
Smile all you want. I'm not in love with you.
The servants toil and sweat.
Come on.
Don't come buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seegers.
Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination. Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Made it back, safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about right now.
Easier said than done, Ada.
Got word from the factory that another boat went down. Things ain't looking good.
Yeah. You suppose the Madisons will get rid of the Void Woken anytime soon?
Doubt it. Now they've got that hellacious general in charge. What do they call her? The Axe?
The Hammer. Hope you're wrong. Time will tell, I suppose.
Executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye!
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprit still at large.
Well, got this morning. West. Can't get that.
You made it back, safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about right now.
Easier said than done, Ada.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Executes 24 noblemen.
You eating any of your own fish?
You kidding? I don't eat what I sell. I usually buy from Ovis over there.
Ovis? How can you afford his stuff?
I've got me a sweet deal. That's all you need to know.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient...
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
I'm all right, as long as you don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprit still at large.
Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Could be worse, you know.
Hard to see how.
You could be a dwarf, for starters.
Until later, then.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprit still at large.
Woke up this morning in a sweat. Can't get that thing out of my mind.
You made it back, safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about right now.
Easier said than done, Ada.
The carved figure is your touch.
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
Junk? What?
A war owl swoops down from the sky and delivers a message for the Red Prince. Red Prince, I am the one who has been hunting you, but you cling to life all too tenaciously. We must speak of the reason for your expulsion from the ancient empire, and we must speak of the Red Princess. Find me on the Nameless Isle at the Temple of Zor Stissa. In the presence of the goddess, let war and shadow meet.
Second time's a charm? Or have I asked too much of you? My friend, I consider it my scholarly duty to know what I can of all that lives and unlives. Surely you of all people understand the quest for knowledge. What else can I do for you? A potion? Scroll? Another dose of my ineffable charm?
Try as he might, Tarquin cannot hide a small flash of surprise.
Where did you hear that precisely? Never mind. The Aeterin is a children's fable, nothing more. Supposedly a wand with an infinite capacity for source. Pure nonsense, I assure you. Really? Well, perhaps that says more about the caliber of their intellect than anything else. Such a device would be a gross overconcentration of power. It could purge the entire world of all source. Luckily, the laws of the universe render such a thing impossible. Oh, very good. Very, very, very good. This, my friend, is the key. Give me some time, and every deity in existence will tremble at the sight of you.
He holds out his hand expectantly.
Lovely. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must work.
Tarquin turns away, but continues to mutter excitedly, almost religiously about anathema.